Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Before we read Srimad Bhagavatam, let's invoke the blessing of the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshulunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Nama Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ishvara Parama Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakaran Karanam. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So dear devotees, we have been reading Srimad Bhagavatam and we are at chapter 3 of first canto. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Vyasadeva ki jai. So chapter name is Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Text 1, third chapter. Sutavacha Jagre Porusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhutam Sodashakalam Adavloka Shishakayaha Saksayaha. Suta Vacha, Suta said, Jagre accepted, Porusham, plenary portion as Purusha incarnation, Rupam, form, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Mahat Adibhihi, with ingredients of the material world, Sambhutam, thus there was creation of, Sodash Kalam, 16 primary principles, Adav, in the beginning, Loka, the universes, Sisiksaya, on the intention of creating. Translation. Suta said, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for the material creation. And thus, at first, there was creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universes. Purport. The Bhagavad Gita states that the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, maintains these material universes by extended his plenary expansions. So this Purusha form is the confirmation of the same principle. The original personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, or Lord Krishna, who is famous as the son of King Vasudeva or King Nanda, is full with all the opulence, all potencies, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. A part of his opulence is manifested as impersonal Brahman, and a part of his opulence is manifested as Paramatma. This Purusha feature of the same personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, is the original Paramatma manifestation of the Lord. There are three Purusha features in the material creation, and this form, who is known as Karanodakshai Vishnu, is the first of the three. The others are known as Garbhodakshai Vishnu and the Shirodakshai Vishnu, which we shall know one after another. The innumerable universes are generated from the skin poles of this Karunadakshayi Vishnu. And in each one of the universes, the Lord enters as Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. In Bhagavad Gita, it is also mentioned that the material world is created at certain intervals and then again destroyed. This creation and destruction is done by the supreme will because of the conditioned souls or Nitya Baddha living beings. The Nitya Baddha or the eternally conditioned souls have the sense of individuality or Baddha living beings. The Nitya Baddha or the eternally conditioned souls have the sense of individuality or Ahankara, which dictates to them sense enjoyment, which they are unable to have constitutionally. The Lord is only enjoyer, and all other are enjoyed. The living beings are predominated enjoyers. But the eternally conditioned souls, forgetful of this constitutional position, have strong aspiration to enjoy. Chance to enjoy matter is given to the conditioned souls in the material world. And side by side, they are given the chance to understand their real constitutional position. Those fortunate living entities who catch the truth and surrender unto the lotus feet of Vasudeva, after many, many births in the material world, join the eternally liberated souls and thus are allowed to enter into the kingdom of God. After this, such fortunate living entities need not come again within the occasional material creation. But those who cannot catch the constitutional truth are again merged into Mahatattva at the time of annihilation of material creation. When creation is again set up, this Mahatattva is again let loose. This Mahatattva contains all the ingredients of material manifestations, including the conditioned souls. Primarily, this Mahatattva is divided into 16 parts, namely 5 gross material elements and 11 working instruments or senses. It is like the cloud in the clear sky. In the spiritual sky, the effulgence of Brahman is spread all around, and the whole system is dazzling in spiritual light. The Mahatattva is assembled in some corners of the vast, unlimited spiritual sky, and the part which is thus covered by Mahatattva is called material sky. This part of spiritual sky, called Mahatattva, is only an insignificant portion of the whole spiritual sky. And within this Mahatattva, there are innumerable universes. All these universes are collectively produced by Karunadakshayi Vishnu, called also the Mahavishnu, who simply throws his glance to impregnate the material sky. Next. Yasyambhasis sayanasya yoganidram vitanvataha nabhihrada thambujhat asid brahma vishwa srijampatihi. Yasya, whose ambhasi in the water, sayanasya lying down, yoga nidram sleeping in meditation, vitanvataha ministering, nabhi navel, hrida out of the lake, Ambujat from the lotus. Asit was manifested. Brahma, the grandfather of living beings. Vishwa, the universe. Srijam, engineers. Patihi, master. Translation. A part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. Purport. The first Purusha is the Karanodakshai Vishnu. From his skin holes, innumerable universes have sprung up. In each and every universe, in each and every universe, the Purusha enters as the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. He is lying within the half of the universe, which is full with water of his body. And from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu has sprung the stem of the lotus flower, the birthplace of Brahma, who is the father of all living beings and master of all demigod engineers engaged in the perfect design and working of the universal order. Within the stem of lotus, there are 14 divisions of planetary systems, and earthly planet are situated in the middle. Upward, there are other better planetary systems, and the topmost system is called Brahma Loka or Satya Loka. Downwards from the earthly planetary system, there are 7 lower planetary systems inhabited by asuras and similar other materialistic living beings. From Garbhodakshai Vishnu, there is a expansion of the Shirodakshai Vishnu, whose collective Paramatma of all living beings. He is called Hari. From him, all incarnation within the universes are expanded. Therefore, the conclusion is that Purusha avatar is manifested in 3 features. First, the Karanodakshai, who creates aggregate material ingredients in the Mahatattva. Second, Garbhodakshai, who enters in each and every universe. Third, the Shirodakshai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or inorganic. One who knows these planetary features of the personality of Godhead knows Godhead properly, and thus the knower becomes freed from the material condition of birth, death, old age, and disease, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In this shloka, the subject matter of Mahavishnu is summarized. The Mahavishnu lies down in some part of the spiritual sky by his own free will. Thus he lies on the ocean of Karana, from where he glances over his material nature, and Mahatattva is at once created. Thus, electrified by the power of the Lord, the material nature at once creates innumerable universes. Just as in due course a tree decorates itself with innumerable grown fruits, the seed of the tree is sown by the cultivator, and the tree or the creeper in due course becomes manifested with so many fruits. Nothing can take place without a cause. The Karana ocean is therefore called the causal ocean. Karana means causal. We should not foolishly accept the atheistic theory of creation. The description of the atheistic is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Atheist does not believe in the creator, but he cannot give a good theory to explain the creation. Material nature has no power to create without the power of Purusha. Just as Prakriti or woman cannot produce a child without the connection of a Purusha or man. The Purusha impregnates and the Prakriti delivers. We should not expect milk from the fleshy bags on the neck of a goat, although they look like breastly nipples. Similarly, we should not expect any creative power from the material ingredients. We must believe in the power of the Purusha, who impregnates Prakriti or nature. Because Lord wished to lie down in meditation, The material energy created innumerable universes at once. In each of them, the Lord lay down, and thus all the planets and different paraphernalia were created at once by the will of the Lord. The Lord has unlimited potencies, and thus he can act as he likes by perfect planning. Although personally he has nothing to do, no one is greater than or equal to him. That is the verdict of the Vedas. Next. यस्य अवयव संस्थानै कल्पितो लोकविस्तरः तद्वै भागवतो रूपं विशुद्धं सत्त्वम् अर्जितम् यस्य whose avyaya bodily expansion samstha nahi situated in kalpitaha is imagined loka planets of inhabitants vistaraha various tatvai but that is bhagavata of the personality of Godhead rupam form vishuddham purely sattvam existence arjitam excellence. Translation. It is believed that all universal planetary systems are situated on the extensive body of the Purusha, but he has nothing to do with created material ingredients. His body is eternally in spiritual existence par excellence. Purport. The conception of Virat Rupa or Vishwarupa of the Supreme Absolute Truth is especially meant for the neophyte who can hardly think of the transcendental form of the personality of Godhead. To him, a form means something of material world, and therefore an opposite conception of absolute truth is necessary in the beginning to concentrate the mind on the power extension of the Lord. As stated above, the Lord extends his potency in the form of Mahatattva, which includes all material ingredients. The extension of power by the Lord and the Lord himself personally are on in one sense, but at the same time, the Mahatattva is different from the Lord. Therefore, the potency of the Lord and the Lord are simultaneously different and non-different. The conception of Virata Rupa, especially for the impersonalist, is thus non-different from the eternal form of the Lord. This eternal form of the Lord exists prior to the creation of Mahatattva, and is stressed here that eternal form of the Lord is per excellence spiritual or transcendental to the modes of material nature. The very same transcendental form of the Lord is manifested by his internal potency, and the formation of his multifarious manifestations of the incarnations is always of the same transcendental quality, without any touch of the Mahatattva. Number 4. Pashyanti adorupam adhabhrah chakshusa sahasya padoro bhujananda adbhutam saharsha murdha shravananski nasikam saharsha moli ambara kundo lolasat. Pashyanti, see. Adaha, the form of Purusha. Rupam, form. Adhabhara, perfect. Chakshusha, by the eyes. Saharsha, Sahasyapada, thousands of legs. Uru, thighs. Bhujanana, hands and faces. Adbhutam, wonderful. Sahasya, thousands of. Murdha, heads. Shravana, ears. Aksi, eyes. Nasikam, noses, Sahasha thousands, Molly garlands, Ambara dresses, Kundala earrings, Ulasa all glowing. Translation: the devotees, with their perfect eyes, see the transcendental form of the Purusha, who has thousands of legs, thighs, arms, and faces, all extraordinary. In that body, there are thousands of heads, ears, eyes, and noses. They are decorated with thousands of helmets, glowing earrings, and are adorned with garlands. With our present materialized senses, we cannot perceive anything of the transcendental Lord. Our present senses are to be rectified by the process of devotional service. And then Lord Himself becomes revealed to us. In Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the transcendental Lord can be perceived only by pure devotional service. So it is confirmed in the Vedas that only devotional service can lead one to the side of the Lord, and that only devotional service can reveal Him. In Brahma Samhita also, it is said that the Lord is always visible to the devotees whose eyes have been anointed with the tinge of devotional service. So we have to take information of the transcendental form of the Lord from persons who have actually seen Him with perfect eyes smeared with devotional service. In the material world, also, we do not always see things with our own eyes. We sometimes see through the experience of those who have actually seen or done things. If that is the process of experiencing a mundane object, it is more perfectly applicable in matters transcendental. So, only with patience and perseverance can we realize the transcendental subject matter regarding the absolute truth and its different forms. He is formless to the neophytes, but he is in transcendental form to expert servitor. Let's see if we can finish one more. Fifth. Etan nana avtaranam nidhanam bijam avyayam yasya amb samsena sryajante devatriyan naradayah. Etat, this form, nana, multifarious, avtaranam, of incarnations, nidhanam, source, bijam, seed, avyayam, indestructible, yasya, whose, amsa, plenary portion, amsena, part of the plenary portion, srajante, create, deva, demigods, triyak, animals, nara, adyaha, human beings and others. Translation: this form, the second manifestation of the Purusha, is the source and indestructible seed of multifarious incarnation within the universe. From the particles and portions of this form, different living entities like demigods, man, and others are created. Purport: the Purusha, after creating innumerable universes in Mahatattva, entering in each of them as the second Purusha, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. When he saw that within the universe there was only darkness and space, without a resting place, he filled half of the universe with water from his own perspiration and laid himself down on the same water. This water is called Garbhodaka. Then from his navel the stem of the lotus flower sprouted, and on the flower petals the birth of Brahma, or the master engineers of the universal plan, took place. Brahma became the engineer of the universe, and the Lord himself took charge of the maintenance of the universe as Vishnu. Brahma was generated from Rajoguna of Prakriti, or mode of passion in nature, and the Vishnu became the Lord of the mode of goodness. Vishnu, being transcendental to all the modes, is always aloof from the materialistic affection. This has already been explained. From Brahma, there is Rudra, Shiva, who is in charge of the mode of ignorance or darkness. He destroys the whole creation by the will of the Lord. Therefore, all three, namely Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, are incarnations of the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. From Brahma, the other demigods like Daksha, Marichi, Manu, and many others manifested. From Brahma, the other demigods like Daksha, Marichi, Manu, and many others becomes incarnated to generate living entities within the universe. This Garbhodakshayi Vishnu is glorified in the Vedas, in the hymns of Garbha Stuti, which begin with the description of the Lord as having thousands of heads, etc. The Garbhodakshayi Vishnu is the Lord of the universe, and although he appears to be lying within the universe, he is always transcendental. This also has already been explained. The Vishnu, who is the plenary portion of the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, is the super soul of the universal life, and he is known as the maintainer of the universe or Shirodakshayi Vishnu. So, three features of the original Purusha are thus understood, and all the incarnations within the universe are emanations from this Shirodakshayi Vishnu. In different millennia, there are different incarnations, and they are innumerable. Although some of them are very prominent, such as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Rama, Narsimha, Vamana, and many others. These incarnations are called Leela incarnations. Then there are qualitative incarnations such as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or Rudra, who take charge of different modes of material nature. Lord Vishnu is non different. Lord Vishnu is non different from the personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva is the marginal position between the personality of Godhead and the living entities or jivas. Brahma is always a jiva tattva, the highest pious living being or the greatest devotee of the Lord, is empowered with the potency of the Lord for creation. And he is called Brahma. His power is like that power of the sun, reflected in valuable stones and jewels. When there is no such living being to take charge of the post of Brahma, the Lord himself becomes a Brahma and takes charge of the post. Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living being. He is the plenary portion of the Lord. But because Lord Shiva is in direct touch with the material nature, he is not exactly in the same transcendental position as Lord Vishnu. The difference is that like that between milk and the curd. Curd is nothing but milk, and yet it cannot be used in place of the milk. The next incarnations are Manus. Within 1 day's duration of the life of Brahma, which is calculated by our solar years as 4300,000 multiplied by 1000 years, there are 14 Manus. Therefore, there are 420 Manus in 1 month of Brahma and 5040 Manus in 1 year of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years of his age, And therefore there are 5040 multiplied by 100, or 504,000 Manus in the duration of Brahma's life. There are innumerable universes within one Brahma in each of them, and all of them are created, annihilated during the breathing time of the Purusha. Therefore, one can simply imagine how many millions of Manus are during one breath of Purusha. The Manus who are prominent within this universe are as follows: Yajna as Swambhuva Manu, Vibhu as Swarosisa Manu, Satyasena as Uttama Manu, Hari as Tamasa Manu, Vaikuntha as Raivata Manu, Ajita as Chakshusha Manu, Vamana as Vivasvata Manu. The present age is under Vyavasthita Manu. Sarvabhauma as Savarni Manu, Rishabha as Daksha Swarni Manu, Daksha Swarni Manu, Vishwaksena as Brahma Swarni Manu, Dharma Setu as Dharma Swarni Manu, Sudhama as Rudra Swarni Manu, Yogeshwara as Deva Swarni Manu, and Brahad, Brahad Hanu as Indra Swarni Manu. These are the names of one set of 14 Manus covering 4,300 million solar years as described above. Then there are Yuga Avataras, or the incarnations of the millennia. The Yugas are known as Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. The incarnation of each Yuga are of different color. The color are white, red, black, and yellow. In the Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna in black color appeared, and in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya in yellow color appeared. So all the incarnation of the Lord are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. There is no scope for an impostor to become an incarnation. For an incarnation must be mentioned in the Shastras. An incarnation does not declare himself to be an incarnation of the Lord, but great sages agree by the symptoms mentioned in the revealed scriptures. The features of the incarnation and particular type of mission which he has to execute are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Apart from the direct incarnations, there are innumerable empowered incarnations. They are also mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Such incarnations are directly as well as indirectly empowered. When they are directly empowered, they are called incarnations. But when they are indirectly empowered, they are called vibhutis. Directly empowered incarnations are the Kumaras, Narada, Prithu, Shesha, Ananta, etc. As far as vibhutis are concerned, they are very explicitly described in Bhagavad Gita in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter. For all these different types of incarnations, the fountainhead is the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So we'll stop here. Apologies, we went few minutes over. Complete this verse. Anybody has any question, correction, chastisement? All right. So if there is no other question, we'll wrap up and continue chanting. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु भयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। Thank you, dear devotees, for listening to me, and please forgive me if I have not recite Bhagavatam properly. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीला व्यासदेव की जय।